All right, guys. So this is an article from MovieWeb, and it says Elizabeth Banks takes full responsibility for Charlie's Angels reboot failing. This is, you said this isn't gaslighting?
Oh, no, I was just making a joke about how so many people use the term gaslighting. It's funny to actually see it being used for real gaslighting.
So they're lying. She blamed literally everyone but herself. She blamed men for not going to see the movie. She blamed the studio, and she blamed the marketing department. She blamed literally everyone but herself when this movie came out. But it is kind of like maybe Hollywood's getting back to the old days where they're like, you know, a little bit of humility goes a long way in like the marketing push. And I think this is directly related to the fact that Cocaine Bear is coming out.
Yeah, I've seen all of these stupid headlines that are like, Elizabeth Banks is putting her entire career on the line to put out Cocaine Bear, and this could be the end of her as a director.
Yeah, right.
Which is, of course, BS, and it's the first Elizabeth Banks movie that people have been excited about in years, and it's the thing that could actually save her reputation after Charlie's Angels was such garbage.
Kind of like Will Smith, like he should have done Bad Boys for Life, or the new Bad Boys movie after the slap incident, not the slave movie.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like, do what you're best at instead of being preachy.
And I'm ending the poll here, so I put up a poll. I said, what is Elizabeth Banks' best? What will be Elizabeth Banks' best movie when it's all said and done? I should have clarified better. I meant of ones that she's directed. Right, not ones that she's been in. So, Cocaine Bear wins with 62%, even though it's not out yet. It's not even out yet. So, but Pitch Perfect came in second with 27%.
I think I, in spite of Cocaine Bear, voted Pitch Perfect just to be a wild card.
And then some contrarian voted for Charlie's Angels, so good for them. Like as the resident contrarian.
I mean, maybe some people liked it, but maybe it's true that this was marketed wrong. Right?
Cocaine Bear or Charlie's Angels? Charlie's Angels. No, it was going to. I don't even think of it. There was no way to market it the way they should have, because marketing it towards men, then men would have gone to the movie and hated it. And she, even if they did market it towards men, she didn't. Meaning that she said it's a feminist film, it's for diverse women, and blah 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 wah, as you were doing in 2018 and 2019. And it runs contrary to the way things were going in Hollywood at that time. We had Terminator, Dark Fate come out at the same time, Trauma, all that stuff happened right around that same time. All of it a failure.
Yeah, a lot of people blame COVID for the fact that movies have gotten so much worse, but it was already on this trajectory beforehand.
So this was her original quote. She says, "Look, people have to buy tickets to this movie too," she said in her interview. "This movie has to make money. If this movie doesn't make money, it reinforces the stereotype in Hollywood that men don't go see women do action movies." In regards to female superheroes, Banks added, "They'll go see a comic book movie with Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel because that's a male genre. So even though these movies are about women, they put them in the context of feeding the larger comic book world. So it's all about, yes, you're watching a Wonder Woman movie, but we're setting up 3 other characters, or we're setting up the Justice League." Do you actually believe that she's accurate here?
I don't believe the whole thing that men actually don't want to see a movie because of women in it. I think people just don't want to see another reboot. People are so fatigued with reboots.
Well, not just that. It's from a series, Charlie's Angels, which is antithetical to the way feminism is displayed now. Mm-hmm. Meaning that Charlie's Angels was light fun and embraced the femininity and sexuality of the characters, which will not happen nowadays with a movie like Charlie's Angels, because it has to be a rebuke of all of those ideas.
They have to be like asexual automatons.
Or if they do have any sexuality at all, it's used to spite the men in the scene and then laugh at them.
Yeah.
Like, look how weak you are for liking the way I look.
Is it worth watching this movie? I haven't seen the
movie. No,
it's
not. It's not. I made it through about...
Did you see it in theaters?
I made it through about 20 minutes of it at home. The opening scene...
You gave up that quickly?
Yes. The opening
What if
scene...
it was going to recover?
It does not recover.
How do you know, though?
Because
you didn't give it a chance.
I don't need to. Like, you don't do that bad. Like, okay, usually a movie will start good and get bad in the middle. You're supposed to start strong, right? This movie didn't start strong. It started horrible.
Okay, so...
Kristen Stewart seduces the guy in the hotel room. It's horrible.
I mean, she would say, like, you didn't give it enough of a chance, therefore you're being sexist.
It is my constitutional right, it's my God-given right as an American citizen to tell Elizabeth Banks to go to hell. I do not have to go see this movie.
I can tell you by the way that I liked the Ghostbusters feminist remake that I wouldn't like this Charlie's Angels remake.
Yeah.
Just based on principle alone.
You did like the 2016 Ghostbusters movie.
No, absolutely not.
That's why I was like, wow,
No,
bold.
no.
Like that's bigger than Wesley admitting that he likes The Last Jedi here.
Yeah.
I only made it through that movie because I had one beer in my system and was very underage, so that hit so hard.
It was enough to like dull it as you went through the whole process of
Yes.
watching it. Yeah, it happens. Look, I hate the gaslighting. I hate but it's also you kind of understand because this is what Hollywood does when a new movie's coming out. But I think she would have been better off just focusing on the fact that the new movie sounds cool, not that her past movie was bad and she claims to have taken responsibility for it. Here's her quote. She says, "I took full responsibility for Charlie's Angels. Certainly no one else did. It was all laid on me and I happily accepted it because what else am I supposed to do?" No, that's not really what happened. What happened was everyone laid it at your feet and you tried to push the blame off on other people. It just didn't work. And I think it is important for a director to own up to it when the movie doesn't do well. I miss that era of Hollywood. Like when they said, look, we missed something on the drawing board, something didn't work, we'll try to do better next time. You win a lot more goodwill that way.
The only marketing I remember for Charlie's Angels in 2019 was this music video that Lana Del Rey and Miley Cyrus and Ariana Grande put out for like the soundtrack. What was it called? Like Don't Call Me Angel. And even right off the bat, it's like hostile.
Even the song name is hostile.
Viewer or the listener, right? Like, I don't know. I also am not a fan of the original Charlie's Angels. I'm not familiar with it. It's not my generation. So
Sure.
You're using old material to appeal to a new audience that is not familiar with it.
Yeah.
And then you're using musicians who don't appeal to that specific target audience to try to
Right.
sell it.
I just don't know who they're making these movies for anymore. I feel lost.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they're necessarily made for anyone in particular. Like we were talking the other day about Buffy, and I was talking about how they didn't necessarily always. Thank you. They did not necessarily always market towards genders. They would market towards age ranges. So 18 to 49. Like a lot of TV was 18 to 49-year-old men. I would argue now that a majority of things are marketed to women, and I think the argument has always been that even in a married household, the woman controls the pocketbook. So you always market to women because it's you reach more people that way.
And also just as the system has been for a long time. I know things have changed now, but like stay-at-home moms were the ones who were watching TV throughout the day. They have to put something on in the background while they're watching their
soap
kids.
operas still do so well.
True.
Like soap operas haven't changed, at least as far as I know. Like I look at soap operas and they're all on like episode 9 million, and they've all been on air for like the soap opera actors. Like Mary, we talk sometimes about blue collar actors in Hollywood being television. Soap opera actors do like thousands upon thousands of episodes every they do like a
You gotta respect the grind.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
I love this tweet from Elizabeth Banks where she doubled down originally.
Yeah.
If you're going to have a flop, make sure your name is on it at least 4 times. I'm proud of Charlie's Angels and happy it's in the world. And then she said this about women in Hollywood. We're in charge of Hollywood. We're the stars. We can do it. We have to take control of this. And I feel like I'm part of a new... Wait, what is this? I'm part of a new clash that feels the same way.
Class, maybe.
Class that feels the same way.
You know what
like,
they say,
it's our time now.
If you have to say it, it's not true.
She acts like, as a woman, she isn't allowed to direct movies.
I know.
And then her choice is Cocaine Bear of all things.
Well, that's all. See, I think that's a good choice. Get away from the feminist narrative. That's the thing, though. Okay, we talked about. We're going to talk later about Idris Elba, but the thing is what they're doing is they cast women as directors in Hollywood. Meaning, you don't get to direct a movie. You get to direct a movie about women. You can direct movies about feminism. You can direct movies about women or about women's issues. But are they allowed to direct the Cocaine Bears of the world? That's what they need to.
Well,
we need to stop hiring them just to do movies about women. If you hire based on merit, they should be able to do a movie based on anything.
This looks like Elizabeth Banks is trying to correct course while not admitting fault.
No, exactly.
And maybe she's right that admitting fault would, put more of a damper on her career than just
I don't think so.
acting like it never happened.
I don't think so. I think owning up for what you did. Like, people have short memories. Like, if you make one good movie after that one flops, people will forgive you. Like, I do believe that. Like, I don't think that our memories are so long that, like, okay, actually, let me rephrase that. So if you don't take responsibility for your actions and you make a good movie after that, then people might be okay with the movie, but they might still have a problem with you. But if you show a little humility and then make a really good movie, you've readjusted your trajectory and you're back on a good path again.
This is like when James Cameron addressed Terminator Dark Fate. He said they miscalculated the age of the audience that would be interested in seeing a movie like that, because obviously the times have changed, the cultural milestones have changed, and maybe teenagers and people in their 20s and 30s, maybe in their 30s would be interested, but in their 20s not.
Yeah. Well, they also think that just being woman is enough to sell a product, and it's not.
If James Cameron, in all of his big ego, can admit that he made a mistake, I mean, he has one of the biggest egos in the industry. If he can admit a mistake, then Elizabeth Banks surely should be able to.
Then the feminist argument here would be like, or like what we talked about yesterday, where they say like, well, it's because the culture of men are allowed to make mistakes and come back, but if a woman screws up, she never gets another chance again. Except for that's not true either.
Not true, because she's taking advantage of her second.
Well, Hollywood, you fail upward
now.
anyways. Like you fail upward as directors anyways. Their movies don't make money and they still get the next big job, so it doesn't even matter.
And even just, I mean, you see it like if a school teacher, a male school teacher does something wrong to a young female student, he's absolutely canceled and rightfully so. But if a female school teacher does something to a young male student, people don't talk about it.
They soften the language. When a guy does it, it's R word. When a girl does it, it's sexual misconduct.
Correct.
They never use the same language for both of them. That one always bothers me.
I love this story.
But to be fair, it's guys' own fault for going in the comments section going, where were these teachers when I was in school? Like, those comments immediately come in.
Elizabeth Banks reportedly asked to direct Thor Ragnarok, and Marvel never replied. She got ghosted.
They left Elizabeth Banks left on red. That will be the name of her documentary about how she wanted to make a Marvel movie and they wouldn't let her.
One person tweeted, the only thing Elizabeth Banks' Charlie's Angels got right was that it was a return to the unapologetically girly action hero shenanigans, like Sailor Moon, Nancy Drew.
Girly in the sense that they dressed like women, not girly in the sense that they were in any way. They were it's mean-spirited the whole way down
It's all
the
about
line.
the dressings of being a woman, but not the reality.
Also, funny thing is what she should have done, if Elizabeth Banks was smart, she shouldn't have wanted to direct Thor Ragnarok. She should have wanted to direct Scarlet Witch. Or anything like that. Because you're a woman, get it? You're only allowed to direct women characters if you're a woman in Hollywood. How would you know anything else? And that's Hollywood's own fault anyways, because they push the narrative that you have to have lived the exact same life as the characters you're writing and directing. Otherwise, how could you possibly understand the nuance of this superhero character which you are not actually like anyways?
Well, people in Hollywood think, yes, you have to share the exact same experience as the characters you're portraying. That's why they make so many movies about like pedophiles and incest.
Yeah, of course. They love it.
Okay, so what was that? What was the weird incest movie that Elizabeth Banks did with Chris Pine?
I don't know.
People are saying she did a weird incest movie.
Ask them what it was called.
Chris
I didn't see
Pine.
it. Whatever it is, I didn't see it.
All I know is she has a very diverse filmography at this point.
Yeah. Well, she's acted in a whole ton of stuff. Like whether we're talking Pitch Perfect, whether we're talking Hunger Games, Brightburn. Did either of you see
People Like Us?
People Like Us? Is that what it's called? No? There it is. That's Hollywood for you. Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.